Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you an earnings preview this week. We have names like Nike, Bed Bath & Beyond, BlackBerry, and more. More importantly, are the FAANG names ready to collapse? That's Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Is the collapse imminent? A free weekend the Newsbeat Live Open House starts. Is Tilray a buy? As we discussed last Wednesday, we're going to go over that pot stock, our precise daily stock levels, our game plan in Forex, as well as our full stock analysis. I am Mark Melnick. This is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. Wow, what a list of things to discuss here today. Facebook is ready to collapse. Amazon is ready to collapse. Where does Mark come out with these things? We're also going to give you our earnings preview, also a free week at the Newsbeat Live Open House, and so much more. But first, before we get through any of that, I would like to say thank you to our best friends over at the T3 Live Compliance team, who kindly asked me that you pause this video, read this entire thing, and then hit play. Thank you so much for reading that. I appreciate it. Now let's go right into the juicy stuff now that we got that taken out of the way. Boom! Nike is reporting. What are my thoughts on Nike? All right. So before we get into that, I just want to cover Micron as well. So we were watching Micron, and I ended up not playing it before the earnings day. I said the best way to play this idea was to buy it on Monday and sell it out before they report. And look at that. You got 1, 2, 3. The stock climbed 4 days in a row, despite closing red on some of those days before gapping down and closing slightly green there on Friday. But taking a look at Micron, that was the best strategy and that was the best approach. So, congrats to all those who did well on that one. I ended up not playing it on earnings and happily so that I haven't. But let's go ahead and let's talk about Nike earnings. Let's talk about what they did last time on earnings, and they gapped up through the ceiling. And granted, there's a little bit of controversy because they obviously have just hired a very political, controversial I'll call a former athlete, which is I think the first time Nike has ever done that, with the exception of Michael Jordan. I don't think they have done it for any. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, and I own, Nike products, Nike sneakers. I haven't seen it before Michael Jordan. So let's talk about what happened. Um, let's talk about what happened last time they reported. So they basically they announced a $15 billion stock repurchase program that they were going to do. They crushed estimates 69 cents versus 64 cents expected, crushed on revenue 9.79 billion versus the 9.41 billion expected. And not only that, here's the important thing. Um, they said that they see revenue growth in the high single. So on their last earnings, they predicted for this earnings that they see less less gross margin expansion in the first half of 2019 than in the second half. They raised their fiscal year 19 revenue growth rate view to the high single digits. They first saw mid to high single digits. Now they're saying we're seeing the high single digits. And here is the key. They say they see favorable growth drivers in China. You know what we have no information of and what didn't happen? There's no tariffs on Nike sneakers in China. Not that we know of at the moment. Even with these tariffs and the Chinese and U.S. trade war, still being an ongoing geopolitical factor in any of these names, one must realize that expanding into China is, to me, the big thing here. Regardless, you're not going to see the benefits right now, or the lack of benefits potentially from, for example, hiring, joining the political atmosphere with the recent hiring of Colin Kaepernick for their ad. So if you think that's going to have a positive or negative effect, the truth is we don't know yet. because these earnings are not going to really encompass that full effect from Colin Kaepernick. However, what we will see in effect for Nike is we're going to see that full effect from actually expanding in China and actually selling sneakers in China. And I do expect Nike's earnings on paper to look absolutely amazing. Granted, um, pros- prospective growth in the future is going to be a key driver. I am bullish in Nike. Nike is reporting, I believe it's Tuesday after the close. Is it Tuesday before the close? Tuesday after the close? I'm just going to double check for you, ladies and gentlemen, real quick here. But regardless of which day, it's going to be Tuesday after the close. So I think you might actually have a trade on it tomorrow to the long side. I think the whole market is going to pull down tomorrow. I think well, let's see where the futures are. Yeah, the futures are down currently. So far we have a gap down, but I've seen futures down and then we gap up and vice versa. We have something very important to talk about with the potential Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google collapsing. And when I say that, well, I'm using the word imminent, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just be perfectly clear. I'm not a doomsayer who will never give you a date. I'm using imminent, and I'm going to share with you when and exactly how I feel it's going to happen. And we're going to be discussing that tonight. And I just want to get through a couple more of these earnings names with Bed Bath and Beyond and BlackBerry. So Bed Bath and Beyond, everybody knows Bed Bath and Beyond. They are famous or infamous for those 20% coupons that they give out. And as I always say, never step foot in a Bed Bath and Beyond without this coupon. So last time they reported, they gapped the stock down huge and it rallied up. And I just want to talk about Bed Bath and Beyond because this is such a hot topic. As I said, the truth is I don't understand how a Bed Bath and Beyond cannot have success while a Best Buy would have phenomenal success. So I look at BBBY. Ironically, it's a similar symbol. You just remove one of the B's. This is so illogical to me that Best Buy could thrive while Bed Bath and Beyond can't. That I almost feel like it's a hedge play where you buy Bed Bath and Beyond and short Best Buy and you try to take a perfect dollar hedge on that. That seems to me like a very logical type of trade. But I do want to go over what happened last time and what they were actually looking for. So they basically they back their fiscal year view of the low to mid $2 range versus a consensus of 227. That is such a range that they gave. Basically, they say, "Hey guys, we have no idea what the heck is going on with this company." That's what the CEO said. Low to mid $2 range. That's like $2 to $2.50. There's a margin of error of like 20% when you use those words from a mathematical standpoint. They went ahead and they're constantly paying their dividends. The stock got a little bit beaten up, and they said their inventories are in good condition, and they say to expect a pickup in baby business as the year progresses. Now, let me tell you how important that is. When you have a baby, and why this is important, and this is actually, you're going to be a little bit surprised about um, what I'm about to say on Bed Bath and Beyond because I've been a bear in this stock for a very long time. As you guys know, the truth is I've been a bear on the majority of these big retailers, and I'm right on 90% of them. And then, of course, you'll get like a Best Buy here, and I'll be wrong because truth is I thought Best Buy should be lower than where it is today, and I would say the same about Bed Bath and Beyond, and that one actually is beaten up, as you can just see, like the stock even if I take you on a weekly chart right here, you could see the stock was trading, about $80 in 2015, and it just basically got chopped by like 80% recently. I think Bed Bath and Beyond gaps up on earnings because their baby business is growing. Now, call it kind of weird because I'm a father and I'm a recent father and I know what it's like now to need to run out and get something. You know what? You know what I don't need to do? I don't need to run to Best Buy to buy a new refrigerator. I don't need to run to Best Buy to buy a new computer. I don't need to run to Best Buy to pick up a gaming console. I don't need to run to Best Buy to buy a TV really quickly. And guess what? Practically no one on the planet does. All right? And by the way, buying in a Best Buy is always one of the worst buys that you could do, unless you're shopping on a Black Friday at any given one of these retailers. Are you kidding me? Take any item in Best Buy, anyone you want, anyone you want. Then what I want you to do is take that item, go to Amazon.com, hit enter, and tell me if you can't get it delivered to your house in 2 days with Amazon Prime cheaper. Tell me if you can't get more bang for your buck on any discount online retailer. Now, when that was the key, so back to Bed Bath and Beyond, the key here was that they were progressing their baby unit. Now, the point I was making, if I need to get diapers, if I need to get new bottles, if I need to get something for my kid, if I need to get a towel because he's taking a bath, I'm not going to order it on Amazon if I need it right away. I'm going to drive out to Bed Bath and Beyond with my scrounging somewhere in a stack of papers and coupons saying, where's this 20% coupon? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to purchase something there. For the first time, I am going to be bullish on Bed Bath & Beyond's earnings. I was a little bullish last time. They gapped it down, then they shot it up, and actually it ended up working like afterwards. But this time, I think they're going to make it. I think the B, and I think they need another B in there. If you focus on babies, you're a home run. Now, why do I keep bringing up the babies? Why is it important to bring up babies? Ladies and gentlemen, Toys R Us and Babies R Us are non existent. They're non existent. I can't go buy you know where I buy diapers? You know, they have the old Toys R Us card still and was taken over by another company and they still give me like reward points and whatnot. I used to go to Toys R Us for diapers. Can you believe that? Toys R Us for diapers. I can't go to Toys R Us anymore. And now I want those pull-ups. Now I order them online. I'm just like whatever. But like a lot of parents, mothers, they like to take care of all their shopping at once. They don't want to say, I'm going to buy my groceries here, but I'm going to buy my diapers here. I'm going to buy my formula bottles here. I'm going to go on. Yes, for those extremely savvy shoppers, you will get, the best bargains doing that. But most people are going to just instinctually and instinctively purchase something when they need to right away. And that's why I think Bed Bath & Beyond is going to thrive because Toys R Us went down. They noted their baby units increasing. Since they noted that, after that happened, Toys R Us went bankrupt afterwards. Think about that. Toys R Us went bankrupt. Well, they were bankrupt for a while, but they officially closed down all the stores afterwards. And I know a lot of mothers who would go to Toys R Us and buy these diapers and pull-ups and whatever you need. The B in Bed Bath and Beyond, I'm calling for an official name change. Unlike the geniuses at Google who changed their name to Alphabet. Guys, we have a multi-hundred billion dollar company here. What should we do? Change the name. It's not working for us. This company should change the B to Bed Bath and Babies. Bed Bath and Babies. And they could keep the same symbol. It has the B and the Y in it and it's all cute. This should be Bed Bath Babies and Beyond or Bed Bath and Babies. And they should just literally rebrand themselves as a baby store. Record number of US citizens, record number of births. That could help drive their sales. Don't underestimate it. I am bullish on Bed Bath & Beyond into earnings. I'm going to tell you why the FAANG names are collapsing. Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you why Facebook is going to collapse. I'm going to tell you why Amazon is going to collapse. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to imminently happen and how you need to approach it. But first, I'm going to go over BlackBerry. Now, The cool thing about BlackBerries, when I started as a trader back in '99, and I was on Wall Street, and then I moved, and then I was back on Wall Street, and then I was in Midtown, and whatever. Everybody owned a BlackBerry. It was it was magical. Everybody knew BlackBerry. It was such a famous stock. It used to be called Research in Motion, RIMM. One of the most fun stocks to trade if you were a trader back in the day. And how many of you guys remember Research in Motion? Of course you do. Of course you do. But taking a look right now, at BlackBerry, this is what happened after they reported last. They reported on June 21st. They gapped the stock up 39 cents, and then like diarrhea just fell to the ground. Just all types of disgusting and nasty. It went from $12.10 to 10 to less than $10 in 2 days. Look at that. Destroyed. And I stop and I look at this BlackBerry and I'm like, why would you destroy BlackBerry like this? So let's go ahead and let's talk about BlackBerry and what I think they're going to do on earnings. Now, nobody has a BlackBerry phone, right? So what do? The truth is most people, if you ask them, are unsure what BlackBerry does beyond their BlackBerry phones, right? Most people are completely unaware of what BlackBerry actually does. But I'm pretty aware of what BlackBerry does. They said that they were going to be involved. They were going to be involved in artificial intelligence. So let me get it straight. They came out, they announced 3 cents per share on their last earnings versus zero expected. They beat 213 million beats to 209 expected. They expected fiscal year 2019 earnings per share to be positive. It was negative every moment since Research in Motion changed to BlackBerry. They said they're off to a pretty good start on track to deliver fiscal year 2019 guidance, which I have looked for and says it's rosy. They're continuing to look at merger and acquisition opportunities. They're continuing to look there. Now, I would love I would love to tell you that this company was smart enough to focus on nothing but the artificial intelligence in which they boasted to be focusing on. Because with companies like Nvidia going up, like people sit there and they're like, Mark, what's happening with Nvidia? And I'm like, they're getting into artificial intelligence, and that's just the wave of the future. That is the wave of the future. Artificial intelligence. I love AI. AI is the new sexy. Pot stocks are the new sexy again. Remember when all the pot stocks a couple years ago ramped up and then just plummeted through the floor? So for BlackBerry, I'm a little bit mixed. If had to choose right here, bullish. I'm going to be bullish on BlackBerry. So that makes me bullish on Nike, bullish on Bed Bath and Beyond, and bullish on BlackBerry. However, what I am not bullish for coming up is the entire stock market for this week. And as we're going to go, I'm going to show you why, ladies and gentlemen, the FAANG collapse is imminent. The FAANG collapse is imminent, imminent, imminent. Try to pronounce that 3 times fast. Let me show you why. Okay. Now on Friday on Facebook, we put in what's called a bearish engulfing bar. That's a bar that breaks the prior bar's high and low and closes below the prior bar's low. That to me represents a conviction bearish engulfing bar. You obviously see, even though it was triple witch or quad witching, which don't even worry what that means. You always get higher volume on quad witching. I love explaining that to non-options traders. It's just basically, and the easiest way to explain it is everything happening at once. Do you remember the last time Facebook put in a bearish engulfing bar? Do you remember? When was the last time you remember Facebook putting in a candle that looked like Fridays? Let's take you on a little trip on memory lane here. Why don't we? All right. Let's take you a little trip here Down memory lane, we're going to go back to a time where Facebook was able to put in a bearish engulfing candle. When was it? Can we find it? When was it? What is this? What is that? That's a bearish engulfing bar right over here with slightly elevated volume. 168.43. Right over here is the high. Next day, put a 168.45. This is what it did for the next 2 days after closing at 165.84. It went down to 156.19 off the last bearish engulfing bar. So yes, it went down $11 in change. $11 in change from where it closed on the last bullish engulfing bar. Over 11 and a half bucks in 2 days. Facebook. We're not talking Amazon. Facebook. The only difference this time is this bearish engulfing bar is coming off of a bear flag, has higher conviction. Facebook is trading underneath every moving average. You know what? I haven't seen one person mention. What is something one person hasn't mentioned? That the 50 moving average crossed below on the 200 for Facebook in the first time in a very long time. Last time it happened was right around the time. You ready for this? You ready for this? You ready for this? You want to know the last time it happened? Oh my goodness, what a coincidence! Right near where the last bearish engulfing bar was. Oh my goodness, right over here before it collapsed. Wow, look at that. What a statistical coincidence. Now, of course, you might say, well, Mark, past results aren't indicative of future performance. Yes, they are, ladies and gentlemen. Past charting is highly indicative of future charting. Otherwise, there would be no such thing as technical analysis. Now, is it right 100% of the time? Of course not. Do I want to be long Facebook here? Hell no. Do I want Facebook to go up? Yes, because then I'll have a better price to short it. Do I want Facebook to go down? Yes, because then I'll look for an intraday short. Do I want it to go down really hard? Yes, because then I'll have an overnight long. Kind of funny how when you put it like that, huh? Now, what if I told you there was more Facebook FAANG names ready to imminently collapse? And again, I'm not reading something on the internet. I'm showing you, describing to you exactly why I feel this way. Am I right 100%? No. But I will be right more often than not. You want to know what is another bearish engulfing bar? Appear, Google. Appear to us. Oh my goodness, look at that bearish engulfing bar. Oh, that's incredible. Wow. Well, here was an engulfing, red bearish engulfing bar. Not the highest conviction, where Google closed on August 30th right here at 1254.44. And 4 days later, it went to 1163. Interesting. That's like a 91 point drop in Google in 4 days. Are these numbers not shocking enough? Okay, let's go with a high. So, Mark, where's a higher conviction bearish engulfing bar that's bigger? Oh my goodness, right? What is this? It's right over here. It closed at 1252.89, hit 1216 2 days later. It dropped $36 2 days later. $36 and change, approximately 36 bucks. Now you're telling me you don't think we're gapping down tomorrow? I pray we gap up tomorrow so we can short it. You don't normally see engulfing bearish bars on Google. You don't often see bearish engulfing bars on Facebook. And when you do, you have to take a look at that thing and say, maybe it's time to short. Is there another FAANG name, Mark? You just showed us Facebook and Google. Oh my goodness, it's Netflix with another bearish engulfing bar. Now, even though you want to say, Mark, the higher volume is due to quadruple witching, do you think the algorithms give a shit what happened for the reason of the volume? Do you think that algorithm? Let me tell you, someone who's worked extensively with algorithms in some of these firms. Let me tell you, as somebody with my experience, do you think that when we're doing, when the people writing the code are coming into like a Facebook or Netflix, do you think the programmers, the social outcasts of the planet, get together and they're like, well, if it's quadruple witching, I don't want our algorithm to treat this day, and we're going to put a whole set of thousands of hours of extra parameters because that was options that was quadruple witching that day, and we don't want to take into account that volume. Obviously, that would be a delusional and what I humbly believe an extremely incorrect assessment of the situation, as the algos couldn't care less where or why the volume came. And you could see it right here on Netflix. Do I know where the last bearish engulfing bar is on Netflix? The truth is, no, but let's find out. Oh my goodness, right here. I found it. July 27th of this year, right over here, you could see this red bar broke the prior green. And I'll remove my mug so you could see the volume underneath here. Look what it did the next day. It closed at 355.21. The next day, Netflix went to 334. Do you consider a $21.19, let's call it $21, do you consider a drop like that in Netflix a major move? It was a rhetorical question, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why these names are ready to potentially collapse. To potentially collapse. What was the last day you saw volume in Apple like this? Don't tell me the quad witching BS. Okay? I get it. I understand it's a real thing. I respect it. The point is, I'm telling you to not disrespect it. So Apple, for example, didn't have a bearish engulfing bar. But look at the volume here. Apple did 96 million shares. Can you find anywhere, as I zoom out, high red volume bars on Apple that close near the lows? All right over here on April 20th, where it closed at 165.72 before it fell the next time. Right over here, we have a high red volume bar where Apple closed at 188, and 2 days later it was at 183. That's interesting. So we went, am I missing something? Oh, oh, oh my goodness, Amazon. How are you doing? Amazon's going to break 1887, and it should probably happen tomorrow. Oh, wait, you guys wanted the timing of when all these FAANG names were ready to collapse? You wanted timing? This week. Mark, which day? Is it Monday? What time? You know what? Given all the BS on the analysts here, you're going to give me a little bit of wiggle room to call a collapse in the most iconic stock market moving names. You're going to give me a little bit of wiggle room. I pray it goes up tomorrow. Please let me be wrong. I'm not going to be wrong. But please let it go up before it goes down, which I doubt, but I think we'll have intraday opportunity. Do you guys want to see me trade this? There's a free week at the Newsbeat Live Open House. There's description. Actually, if you're watching on YouTube, I have to go ahead and post that description. I think it's on the Facebook. I'll post it anyway. But we'll do that later. I want to talk more about this. Stay tuned if you want that. If not, it's okay. So Amazon is putting in a bearish engulfing bar coming off of a bear flag. Why the F would anybody want to be, and freak, of course, is what F stands for. Why would anyone want to be long Amazon here? Are you on drugs? Are you on drugs? And if you are, what kind of drugs? Because I doubt it's, like marijuana that would cause that. You'd have to be like, it would have to be like an industrial family size container of like Bix Whiteout. And you're like, ooh, that smells funny. Gives me a little buzz. I want to be long Amazon this week. Okay, let's talk about the last bearish engulfing bars on Amazon. Okay. I think Amazon has earned the chance to talk about the last bearish engulfing bar. Oh, right here. Oh, what a coincidence. June 21st. Amazon closed after pulling in that bearish engulfing bar at $1,730.22 or $1,730. 2 days later, Amazon was at 1646. Amazon dropped 84 points in 2 days. But Amazon never goes down, Mark. Oh, here's another bearish engulfing bar right over here. Stock closed at 1497. Next day hit 1386. Amazon dropped 111 points, not off the high here, almost 200 points. Over 100 points in 1 day. You're telling me, oh, here's another bearish engulfing bar. Oh, it digested. Oh, that would be beautiful. If we get like a bar that looks like this on any of the FAANG names tomorrow, like that little cute inside bar, please, oh, please, oh, please, lotto puts. Short. Short shares, lotto puts. For me, it's lotto puts. For people who don't trade options, short shares. I mean, that's where I'm leaning. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, I never give stock picks or recommendation advice. Nothing I ever say should ever be misconstrued as such. So we have a unique opportunity here with these FANG names. I think I went over Facebook, Amazon, Apple. I did go over Netflix. I did go over Google. That's it. Okay. I'm actually going to skip step number 3 with the free week at the Newsbeat Live Open House because I want to talk about the Tilray call I've done recently and how a lot of you guys were capitalizing on this. So, as you know, I went ahead and I bashed Andrew Left, even though I agreed with him, just the way he handled it. And what I did was, if you remember, right over here, after this happened on Wednesday, September 19th, where we were calling longs for it in the room. Again, there's a free week, you could check it out. The stock doubled in a day. And then after it closed, I came out and said we're going to gap down for 2 days on Thursday and Friday. We're going to close red on Thursday and Friday, and we're going to close green on Monday. So far, 2/3 of my prediction were correct. We closed red, and Tilray, believe it or not, was actually down big after hours on Friday. It was down over 20 points. Then it closed only down 11 and a half points after hours. I am still calling for Tilray to close green tomorrow, even with what you saw after hours on Friday, the massive gap down that you saw after hours. I think Tilray can have a green move tomorrow. You want to talk to somebody who's been pretty damn accurate so far on Tilray. I called a very, very good short call when it gapped down 21 points the next day. I called very accurate long calls. My last 2 calls were for shorts. Okay, you're only as good as the next trade you do, right? I think Tilray's going to go green tomorrow. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. I think the people who jumped in short are going to want to cover. I think it's technically illogical for the algorithms to short it. So first of all, here is why Tilray's going to bounce tomorrow. See this bar here? This is actually phenomenally bullish. Don't be confused with this huge red bar on Wednesday. I'm talking about Wednesday's bar. And believe it or not, what does that look like to you? What does this look like to you? It looks like the sharpest bullish falling wedge you have ever seen in your life, right? Sharpest bullish wedge. Now, what I'm going to do, hold on, I have to make a silly face because I'm going to show you why Tilray is going to go up tomorrow despite being down after hours. You ready? Here, I'll make a silly face. All right. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to draw it out for you on the chart. I'm going to draw it out for you. And okay, let's just go ahead and do this. And here we go. All right. So let's get a little zoom in on that. Zoom in. There we go. Could do a lot of cute things with this. Could like, you know, give me like a little mustache thing going. Give me like the little twirl thing. You see that? But let's focus on this. You know what this actually looks like to me? Let me show you. This is what it looks like. Oh, I was covering my face before. There we go. See, I drew myself a little mustache. See that? Okay. Let me show you actually what this looks like to me. Let's get a paintbrush right there. Okay, it looks like this. The green is the flagpole, and I'm gonna make a darker green the digestive pattern. That's what it looks like to me. And I know that looks like a sloppy thing, but usually the next move is gonna be like that. So this is what I'm actually expecting to happen this week in Tilray. I think Tilray is a buying opportunity. I think you could approach it from a very low conviction lotto standpoint. I think that you can get a decent move there in Tilray. There's no reason why I don't, I think Tilray should, go down. I saw it got beaten up after hours. Remember, I just want you to say that when Tilray was up massively after hours on Wednesday into Thursday, I still said we were going red that day. Remember, we were up huge and then we went all the way red. So remember, to me, it doesn't really matter. I sort of put my conviction ahead of anything else here, and I'll be wrong. And I'll be wrong again. I'll be wrong a solid 3 out of 10 times, but I will be right the other seven on average. And I pride myself on consistency. So. Um, real quick, I think the Facebook has the description. Um, get it as you can, right over here. So, whoa, that's very bright. All right. So, if you did want to be part of the Newsbeat Live Open House, and you're on YouTube, you could either watch last Newsbeat show video, which it's in the link into the description, or you can type out this whole thing and you could register for a free week coming up tomorrow till Friday. You get Monday through Friday to see why we are the largest, fastest growing trading room in the nation. And you're more than welcome to join us. Here is the link. Okay. Now, precise daily stock levels, because you should definitely want to see you should definitely want to see the levels that are there for tomorrow. I just called a collapse in the FAANG names. How often do you hear me say that? In fact, the last time I was talking to you guys about Amazon, Amazon was gapped up 90 to 100 points, and I said we were going to go red. And I have videos, of course. It's all on Facebook and YouTube, and I did it before they did it. Remember when Amazon last now? That doesn't mean I'm going to be right this time, right? Again, past results aren't always indicative of future performance, but we did it right over here where Amazon closed at 1808 and opened up at 1880. I'm sorry, $72. It was actually over 19 hours, 100 pre-market, whatever. It opened up at 1880, and I said if you have a 5-minute red bar in the morning, short through the next one. And that's exactly what happened. And Amazon actually went red after being gapped up 72 points. That was our last call on Amazon. Now, what kind of range? Where would I look for support on Amazon? How about all these FANG names which I was giving you? Is there any way in which you could show me algorithmic support and resistance levels, Mark? Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I would never leave you hanging like that. Here are all my algorithmic trendline supports and resistances for tomorrow. They don't always hit, but when they do, it's always a good reference to have on hand. You could print it, you could print this out, you could screenshot it, you could take a snapshot with your phone. Whatever you want to do with it, it's here for your use. It's here for you to take advantage. Silly game plan, which I don't know how much attention I'm going to pay to this one tomorrow. This is for more people who are never in the room and are just looking for something that I think that can move potentially on the next day. And I'm giving you Alpha Sam Tango Charlie ASTC. That's Astrotech Corporation. Massive move. A lot of people didn't see this one. Massive move on Friday. And I would look for a simple hold and breakout above $6.03 tomorrow. You guys want my Forex trades? You guys want all my Forex trades? Well, you can have them, as always. Um, did pretty well on the last two, but again, I go in little waves on this. I end up ahead at the end of the year, at the end of the day. Not every day, I don't make money every day, but as I keep doing this, I make money. Here are my live pending orders as we speak. They're two buys, four US standard lots. They're in the euro, Great Britain pound, and euro US dollar. Here are my two buy entries. If they pull down to this level, I will get filled here. Here are my two stop loss entries. If I get filled here and I am wrong, I will look to take my loss at these levels. If I get filled and I am right, I will look to take my profits at the TP levels. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we do go into our full stock analysis. That's any stock you're watching, my thoughts on the market, my thoughts on anything you're watching. That is for Newsbeat Live members and for Newsbeat Live Open House members only. We're the largest, fastest growing trading room in the United States of America. Happy trading, make money. We'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful, wonderful week of trading and a wonderful evening.